Hello everyone, my name is Sarab Lotfi and this is my 14th video on learning Campbell biology. And today we are going to learn about Mr. Charles Darwin and his theory of natural selection. Okay, and these are the main subjects for this video. And here is Mr. Charles Darwin and his book The Origin of Species. Okay, so let's start learning about him. Okay, so it was November 1859 that an evolutionary view of life came into sharp focus when Charles Darwin published one of the most important and influential books ever written okay, and it was about the origin of species by means of natural selection, okay, as shown in this picture over here. This is Mr. Charles Darwin as a young man, and this is his book. That this picture was taken from the Campbell biology book, okay, which in this channel, okay, in this channel, we are going to learn about biology, which I have started with the Campbell biology book, okay. Okay, so his book, The Origin of Species, insisted mainly on 2 points. Okay, the first point was that contemporary species arose from a succession of ancestors that differed from them. Okay, which Darwin called this process descent with modification. Okay, this insightful phrase captured the duality of the unity and diversity of life. Okay, which unity in the kinship among species that descended from a common ancestor, and diversity in the modifications that evolved as species branched from their common ancestor. And so Darwin's second point was his proposal that natural selection is a primary cause of descent with modification. Okay, Darwin developed this theory of natural selection from observations that by themselves were neither new or profound, meaning that many people had saw natural selection products, okay, but they hadn't even paid attention, okay. But he did pay attention, and now his theory is the most popular theory, and so we have to learn from Darwin and pay attention to our surroundings, okay. Who knows, maybe you would come up with a theory that will be even more popular than Darwin's theory, okay. And have in mind that although others had described the pieces of the puzzle, but it was Darwin who saw how they fit together, okay, and he just completed this puzzle, okay. And he started with three main observations from nature, okay. Number one, individuals in a population vary in their traits, many of which seem to be heritable, okay. Take for example the whiteness or blackness of a wolf, okay, as you can see over here, black wolf and white wolf, and this one is gray wolf, okay. And number two, a population can produce far more offspring than can survive to produce offspring of their own, okay. And so with more individuals, then the environment is able to support, and so in the end competition is inevitable, okay. sorry, I meant to say inevitable. Okay, sorry. And the third observation is that species are generally suited to their environment, or in other ways, they are adapted to their circumstances. For example, birds that eat hard-shelled nuts or seeds mostly have big, strong beaks. Okay, as you can see over here, these birds that just appeared, but those birds that eat little insects have more slim beaks. Okay, and as you can see in this other picture that appeared, this is a lynx, a Canada lynx. Okay, just look at those big palms. Okay, they are have evolved to be big and to not to go through into the snow. Okay, they act as if the lynx has snowshoes. Okay, so even we humans haven't evolved, so we have created snowshoes. Okay. Okay, and over many generations, a higher and higher proportion of individuals in a population will have the advantageous traits. Okay, and for example, the long neck of a giraffe from the theory of Lamarck is that these giraffes were once little had little necks, and they used to eat grass from the ground, but they evolved to eat leaves from the tall trees, and in it was even better to have longer necks to eat from the leaves that other giraffes can't. Okay, so their necks got longer. Okay, and evolution occurs as the unequal reproductive success of individuals ultimately leads to an adaptation to their environment. Okay, take for example this lynx, which has big palms, and this wolf that doesn't have very widespread palms. Okay, so if it wants to move in the snow, it will just go right into the snow. Okay, but the lynx has adapted, and so it won't go into the snow. Okay, and until the environment stays the same, if for example Canada was very drier or very mountain shaped, okay, were rocky, these wolves had the better evolution, but the lynx had to have have to evolve to have feet that are more like this wolf's feet or palms. Okay, and so by making inferences or conclusions from these three observations, Darwin arrived at his theory of evolution. He reasoned that individuals with inherited traits that are better suited to the local environment are most likely to survive than less well suited individuals. Okay, take for example these beetles that have a dark environment, but some of them are light colored. Okay, so the predator, which is a bird, comes and eats the light colored beetles, and so only the dark beetles survive. Okay, so the light colored beetles are not suited for this environment. Okay, and vice versa. When these dark beetles are in, for example, a light colored place, they will get eaten because they are not suited for that environment. Okay. Okay, Darwin called this mechanism of evolutionary adaptation natural selection because the natural environment consistently selects for the propagation of certain among naturally occurring variant traits, okay, in the population. The example that is shown over here illustrates the ability of natural selection to edit a population's heritable variations in color, okay? I mean the beetles, okay? And so it just is the suitable animals or the suitable organisms are living and the unsuitables are dying. We see the products of natural selection in the exquisite adaptation of various organisms to the special circumstances of their way of life and their environment. And as you can see over here, the wings of the bat, okay, as you can see over here, the wings of the bat are an excellent example of adaptation because it has turned its skin into wings that so that it can fly and catch the little bugs or other things that are little things that are flying in the air, okay. And this is all for this video, and in the next videos we are going to talk about the tree of life. And if you would like to help inspire me to make more videos and better ones, like or subscribe or at least write some inspiring sentences in the comments below. And until next time, happy learnings to you all.